Hey guys, today we're looking at my MetalGarurumon X antibody deck list. This is a fun deck. It's explosive, it's got crazy OTK power, and it just wins games. It just wins games fast and aggressively. So let's dive right into the deck, shall we? So first we have our babies. We have Sunamon here. So Sunamon just says, your turn. While this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, it gets plus 1000 DP. So, just a nice buff to your stack. Being able to give your Garurumons plus 1000 can be extremely helpful and potentially just save them from dying from an attack. So we're running 4 Sunamons. It's the only baby you really want in the deck. So next we have one of our many Gabumons. So he costs 3 to play, 0 to Digivolve, he has 2k DP, and he has inheritance that says all turns. While you have 8 or more cards in your hand, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. And so we're running 4 of him. Just again, being able to buff your Garurumons, very, very important. So next we have Gabumon from BT5, so he costs 3 to play, 0 to Digivolve, he has 2k DP. He has a nice on-play effect that says reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon with Garurumon in its name, and 1 Digimon card with Omnimon in its name from among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So just a nice searcher. You could play him and do some searching, Digivolve into Gabumon X antibody, and then do more searching. So speaking of Gabumon X antibody, here he is. So he costs 3 to play, 0 to Digivolve, he has 2k DP. He has a black bar evolution that says he costs 0 to Digivolve onto a Gabumon. So any card that's just named Gabumon, you can Digivolve onto for free. And he has an on-play effect and when Digivolving effect that says reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Garurumon or Omnimon in its name and 1 X antibody among them to your hands. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this card just gets your important pieces out. You're able to search all your Garurumons, your Omnimons, and get X antibody really fast. And the best part about this card is that it's on play and when Digivolving. So like I said before, you could play Gabumon, search with him, then Digivolve into Gabumon X antibody, and then just keep your searches going. It's just a really great searcher, being able to either just play it or Digivolve for free and get that search power off. It's just really, really good card. So now we're into our level 4s, and we have our Garurumons. So here's Garurumon from BT5. So he costs 5 to play, 2 to Digivolve. He has 5k DP. He says when Digivolving, if this Digimon has Gabumon in its Digivolution cards, gain a memory. Really nice. So it essentially costs 1 to Digivolve. And his inheritance says, all turns, while this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name, it gets plus 1000 DP. So just a nice buff to your stack. We're only running 3 of him, which I think is a pretty solid number. You're not really going to be relying too much on the reduced evolution. Chances are you're just going to be Digivolving this guy into your breeding area anyway. So it's just another Garurumon you can use to target your Garurumon X antibody with. So our next Garurumon is Garurumon. So he costs 4 to play, 2 to Digivolve. He has 4k DP, and his inheritance says, when attacking, if this Digimon has Garurumon in its name, draw 1 card. So just really good draw power. I'm only running 3 because I have 3. If I had 4, I'd probably cut one of these guys and just run a 4th one. That draw power is just really handy. The deck has a lot of draw power, and being able to just add extra draw power when you are attacking, especially when you're going for the certain combos where you're attacking and Digivolving, being able to have 8 cards in your hand at all times is just really, really, really important, and he helps you do that. It's not once per turn, so you're going to be drawing a lot with this card. So next we have Garurumon X antibody. So he costs 5 to play, 2 to Digivolve, he has 6k DP. He has a black bar evolution that costs 0 onto any Garurumon, and it's just Garurumon, so he can Digivolve onto any of our 6 Garurumons here for free. He can't Digivolve onto himself for free though. And his inheritance says, all turns, when this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name and would be deleted by battle, you may trash 2 cards of the same level in this Digimon's Digivolution cards to prevent that deletion. So this card is your main protection. It's essentially pseudo jamming. You have this card in your stack and you swing into your security and say the Digimon's gonna die in security. You can just trash like 2 Gabumons that you might have. Say you have Gabumon and Gabumon X antibody. You can trash those 2 to protect him. And then you could also trash itself, and you can trash a level 4 with it. So with the right stack, you basically can use this effect twice. So it's a handy ability. It really does help protect your stack. Without this card, Garurumon would die a lot more. So next we have our level 5s, and here's Garurumon. So he costs 7 to play, 3 to Digivolve. He has 6k DP. He says when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has a Garurumon Digivolution card, unsuspend this Digimon. So really powerful, being able to unsuspend itself. And then its inheritance says, while you have 8 or more cards in your hand, this Digimon gains security attack +1. So this is going to be a key card in your stack. You're going to want to Digivolve into this guy. You're going to want to attack with him, and you're going to want to Digivolve into Garurumon X onto him. Yeah, I'd say this is one of, if not the most important card in the deck. It essentially makes your OTK possible. It's a really powerful card, and you need to run 4 of it. You need to have 4 of this card in your deck. So next we have MetalGarurumon X antibody. So he costs 8 to play, 3 to digivolve. He has AKDP, and he has a black bar evolution that costs 0 onto MetalGarurumon. He says, when digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Then, if MetalGarurumon or X antibodies in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to its owner's hand. So we're only running 3 of him because the main purpose of this guy is to digivolve straight onto MetalGarurumon so that you can get that security +1. While it is an important piece to the combo, it's not the most important piece, and you can get away with the deck without having this guy in the stack. You can still win games really fast without having to use this card. I haven't had any real problems with running only 3. I always encounter the card when I need it. So it's really up to you. You can run 4 if you want, but I think 3 is a nice solid number. So our last level 5 is the promo MetalGarurumon Sagittarius mode. So it costs 7 to play, 3 to digivolve, 7 KDP, and it also has a black bar evolution that costs 0 onto a MetalGarurumon. So it says, the name of this card / Digimon is also treated as MetalGarurumon. So X antibody could digivolve onto this guy for free, because he counts as a MetalGarurumon as well. He says, when digivolving, if you have any tamer in play, return 2 of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon to its owner's hands. It's a really solid ability. Just by having a tamer in play, you can bounce 2 Digimon, potentially bouncing their floodgates or whatever that might be stopping you from potentially playing like Hammer Sparks or something and getting that necessary memory to get your plays off just lickety split. And his inheritance is also the same as Garurumon X antibodies. It's all turns. When this Digimon has Garurumon or Omnimon in its name and will be deleted in battle, you may trash 2 cards of the same level in this Digimon's Digivolution cards to prevent that deletion. So again, just giving you another chance to use this effect. Essentially giving your stack 3 times to use this kind of ability and protecting itself while in battle. It's just a really great ability. Overall, I think this is a great card. One of, I think, is the way to go. You can bounce something. You can extend your attacks a bit more. Like, instead of attacking with Garurumon a second time, you can just digivolve into Sagittarius mode, swing with him, activate X antibody, digivolving him into MetalGarurumon X, unsuspending himself, and getting that extra security +1 as well, and getting that extra protection. You know, it's just another way of being able to just extend your attacks and just do some crazy, silly stuff with the deck. So next we're under our level 6s. We're running 3 MetalGarurumon X antibody. So he costs 12 to play, 4 to digivolve. He has 12 KDP. He has a black bar evolution that costs 1 onto a MetalGarurumon. So any of your MetalGarurumons, just MetalGarurumon, can digivolve onto him. He says when digivolving, unsuspend his Digimon, and it gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn. It also says, your turn once per turn. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, if MetalGarurumon or X antibodies in its Digivolution cards, return all of your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level to the owner's hand. So it's just great being able to unsuspend itself. And then giving itself blocker. Essentially, you could just digivolve into this guy, he unsuspends himself, and then you have a blocker for the turn, during your opponent's turn. So just say you had your big stack out and you were swinging with everything, and then you finally get into MetalGarurumon, but say you don't have enough memory, you can just digivolve into him, unsuspend him, give him blocker, and then bounce all of your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level. This card is very, very powerful. And then if you do have the memory, it just costs 1 to digivolve. He unsuspends himself, he bounces Digimon, and you can just swing with him. The ability to unsuspend and attack in this deck is insane. We're running 3 because, again, you only need 3 in the deck. 4 is probably a little overkill. You don't want to run into this guy too early, and you don't want to run into him too often. He's just there for your top ends. And for the most part, you want to digivolve him on top of MetalGarurumon. So here's MetalGarurumon from EX3. A little easier to read on this one. So he costs 11 to play. He 4 to digivolve. He has 12 KDP, and he says when digivolving, gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your hand. So more often than not, you're getting at least 2 memory from this guy. So he's essentially a 2-cost Digivolution, which is really, really nice. And he says, when attacking, if you have 8 or more cards in your hand and a tamer in play, return one of your opponent's Digimon with an on-deletion effect to the bottom of the owner's deck, trash all the Digivolution cards of that Digimon. So you won't be relying too heavily on that effect, but being able to just get rid of a Digimon with an on-deletion effect is really solid. Overall, I think this card is just really good. I think it's the only MetalGarurumon you really need to run in the deck. It gives you the memory back. It plays with the cards in your hand. You're already relying on having cards in your hand anyway. So being able to digivolve into something that costs less for the amount of cards in your hand. I've had games where this guy costs literally 0 or just 1 memory. It's not that hard to draw cards in this deck. So yeah, I think MetalGarurumon is a solid 2 of in the deck. Some decks I see run 1. I'm pretty comfortable with the 2. I just love being able to digivolve into this guy, gain that memory back, or set my opponent to 1 or 2 memory, and then next turn digivolve into MetalGarurumon X antibody for just 1 memory, If you have a Cool Boy out, then it costs 0. You potentially are getting memory just digivolving into him. Just a really good card. Being able to gain that memory back is just really helpful. So now onto our level 7s. We're running 2. So first we have Omnimon from BT5. So he costs 15 to play, 4 to digivolve onto a red or a blue. He has 14 KDP. He says when digivolving, Blitz, and when digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Then he has all turns. If an opponent's effect would delete this Digimon or return it to its owner's hand or deck, you may prevent it from leaving play by trashing a level 6 Digimon card in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. So this card fits into MetalGarurumon perfectly. First of all, it's more aggression, he unsuspends himself and he swings with Blitz, and he can protect himself, which is essentially what MetalGarurumon just does in general. It swings, it unsuspends itself, it swings, and it protects itself. So Omnimon Blitz is just a perfect card for the deck. It's able to just win games right off the bat. So yeah, we're running 1 Omnimon Blitz because it's very powerful, but you just need the 1. You're only going to be digivolving into this guy to literally win out the game. So next we have Omnimon X Antibody. So he costs 16 to play. 7 to digivolve onto a red or a blue, level 6. He has 16 KDP. He has a Black Bar Evolution that costs 3 onto an Omnimon. And he's been errated. It's supposed to say, when a Digimon with X Antibody would digivolve into this card. So it's supposed to be the X Antibody option card, not the traits. Reduce its Digivolution cost by 2. So if he's digivolving onto your MetalGarurumon X, he costs 5. Or if he's digivolving onto your Omnimon Blitz, he costs 1. He says, when digivolving, return all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of its owner's deck in any order. Then, when digivolving and when attacking, once per turn. By placing 1 X Antibody or level 6 card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards at the bottom of its owner's deck, reveal all of your opponent's security cards and trash 1 of them. Place the rest in your opponent's security stack face down. Then your opponent shuffles their security stack. So this guy has a pretty decent versatility. You can either digivolve into him, and when you digivolve into him, you're going to be trashing his security. Then that turn, you can just attack with him and potentially win the game. Or next turn, you could just swing into your opponent if they have like 1 security, blow up that 1 security card, and then attack for game. He's just swinging in for game at that point. I mean, yeah, I did say that you're usually going to be digivolving into Blitz Omni just to win out in the game. So say your stack has the X Antibody and your opponent has just 1 security left. You could Blitz into Omnimon. He unsuspends himself, then he blitzes. You can activate the X Antibody's effect to digivolve into Omnimon. And then when digivolving effect will activate, you can trash their only security card, and then he's swinging in for game. But sometimes you have this big stack, you do all these things, and your opponent is still able to recover. So being able to just trash a security stack just by digivolving or attacking is really good. Being able to just delete a security card just by digivolving or swinging with this guy is really powerful. And it does give you some sense of control on the board too. If your opponent doesn't want to essentially lose 2 security cards per turn, they have to get rid of him. So that's the Digimon. Now let's move into Tamers. We're not running too many Tamers. So first we have 2 Davis here. So Davis costs 4 to play. He says, start your turn. If you have 2 or less memory, set your memory to 3. So just a memory tamer, set you to 3 at every turn. He says, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then he has a security effect that plays him for free. So he's a searcher. Davis also being able to just give you that 3 memory at the start of your turn can be really useful. It means your opponent can't choke you. And it just means that at the start of your turn, you can OTK. As long as you have the right pieces in your breeding area and you bring it out, 3 memory is more than enough to win with. So our next tamer is, of course, Cool Boy. So he costs 2 to play. He says, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with X Antibody and its traits and 1 option card with X Antibody and its traits among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then he says, your turn. When one of your Digimon digivolves into the same level with X Antibody and its traits, you may suspend this tamer to gain a memory and draw 1 card. So we're running 3 of him. 3 is just a solid number. I don't think you need to run 4 in the deck. I think being able to have a memory tamer that you can use as well is just helpful. Although I can see why you would run 4 of him and maybe just 1 Davis. Being able to gain memory just by digivolving into your X Antibody Digimon is just really powerful. This card's basically broken. All your X Antibodies cost either 0 or 1, and with having more than 1 of him on the board means that you're just gaining memory through digivolving, and you get to draw cards. So yeah, this card's broken. I don't think 4 is really necessary, but if you really want to take full advantage of him, then you can run 4. His security effect also just plays him for free. So that's the tamers of the deck. We're only running 5. I mean, the deck doesn't heavily rely on it. You don't even need the tamers to actually win with the deck. There's been many times where I'm playing and I don't even play my tamers. Because the deck is already so cheap when it comes to how much memory it requires just to do your things, that more often than not, even if your opponent chokes you to 1 or 2 memory, you're still able to do things that you want to do in the deck. So now into option cards. So here we have the mandatory Ice Wall, so it costs 1 to play. It says main. All of your opponent's Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of their next turn. And its security effect says gain 2 memory. So yeah, Ice Wall is just really solid. If you just need to give yourself an extra turn, you can just pop down Ice Wall, and your opponent probably won't want to attack unless they're guaranteed to win game. And then if your opponent hits this in security, gaining that 2 memory could really just mean passing turn over to you. Yeah, there's a reason Ice Wall is limited to 1, so we're running the 1. Next we have Blue Memory Boost. We're running 2 of these ones. So it costs 3 to play, and it says main. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 blue Digimon card among them to your hand, place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then place this card in your battle area. Then it has a delay effect that says gain 2 memory. And its security effect also just places in your battle area. So it's just another really powerful searcher. Revealing top 4 cards of your deck at any blue Digimon is really, really helpful. And being able to delay it and gain that 2 memory. 2 memory in this deck could just mean winning the game. So yeah, I think 2 is a pretty solid number. I could also see you running 3 and maybe even 1 Davis, or heck, I could see you going for 4 of these and no Davis. That's how good this card is. But yeah, I have 2 because I just have success with the 2. So next we have Hammer Spark. We're only running 2 Hammer Sparks because, I mean, sometimes you're just going to need that extra memory. It says main, gain a memory, and then in security, you gain 2 memory. So if your opponent hits this in the security, they lose 2 memory, it could potentially just go back to your turn. And just having this card in your hand, just playing Hammer Spark, gaining a memory, gaining 2 memory even, again, can help you just win the game. Hammer Sparks is a really great blue staple, and I just feel like it flows well into the deck and it helps the deck do its things faster. And last but not least, we are running X Antibody. So X Antibody costs 0 to play. It says, while you have a Digimon in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. And it has a security effect that says, gain a memory and add this card to your hand. Then it says main, place this card under one of your Digimon without X Antibody and its Digivolution cards as its bottom Digivolution card. And then its inheritance say, all turns, effects can't trash X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards. And when attacking, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon card with X Antibody and its traits in your hand for its Digivolution cost. So we're running 3 of this card, and this card is very important for your combo. In order to successfully pull off your OTK strat, this card needs to be in your stack. It allows your Garurumon to Digivolve into Garurumon X Antibody just while attacking. So let's just simplify and say this is your stack. You swing with Garurumon. Because you have Garurumon in your hand, you unsuspend him and you draw a card. Then you swing again. Now you activate X Antibody's effect that lets you Digivolve into Garurumon X Antibody. Now Garurumon X Antibody will unsuspend itself. It will bounce stuff. It'll bounce anything it can. And now if you have 8 cards in your hand, he has security attack +1 and he's going in and attacking right now. And then since it's still your turn, you can just swing with him again. See, just with these 4 cards, you're swinging with Garurumon. Then he unsuspends himself. You swing again, Digivolve. He unsuspends himself. He gets security attack +1. So now you're checking. Now you're doing 3 checks. Then you swing with him again. Now you're doing 2 more checks. That's 5 checks total. Just with these 4 cards, just with 3 swings. And then if you still have memory, you can go into Garurumon, which just potentially will cost 2 memory, even less. This deck is crazy. It's explosive. If you want to have a fun, highly aggressive, basically this is blue deck wins. This is the deck for you. If you like red deck wins, if you like fast, aggressive decks like in Magic or in Yu-Gi-Oh, this is the deck for you. This deck just hits hard, it bounces Digimon, it works with very minimal resources, and you can just win the game in potentially 2 turns if you have the right setup. So yeah, that's MetalGarurumon X Antibody in EX3. I think it's incredibly powerful. I still think it's one of the best decks in the format, and it's one of my favorite decks to play. So that's my deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it to the end, I would sure love it if you could subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below what you think of the deck. Let me know how your deck is. Let me know any improvements that I could potentially make, anything that I might be missing, anything that I might not have talked about in this video. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!